Good morning, Get Ready Campers! Today is Farm Week, which is week 2, day 2, and yesterday you learned about farm animals and what types of animals live on a farm. We got to learn if you have a farm and if you have any farm animals. So today we are going to learn about plants and gardening. So we're going to try to get outside a little bit today.
So before we get ready for our day of fun, we're just going to go over some announcements again. We want to reiterate and really emphasize why we do Get Ready Camp. It's for targeted ages birth to 5 years old. It's an opportunity to learn through play, which gives children a different kind of learning experience. And also we want the parents to be involved in the child's learning. You spend more time with your kids probably than anyone else. So we just like to give you ideas on how you can use everyday items for learning and how you can teach your child in ways that you didn't even know. This program is put on by the Central Kentucky Community Foundation, located in Elizabethtown. Again, our live streams are at 10 a.m. on Facebook and YouTube, but the videos are posted on our Facebook and the YouTube later. So if 10 a.m. is not convenient for you, if your little ones like to take naps or if they get cranky or need a lunch, you can take a break for that and come back later when it's convenient for you. We also just want to emphasize our Google Meets on Wednesdays. It will be from 2 to 3 p.m. We loved seeing all the kids last week. That was fun. Allowing them to show us their activities that they completed, telling us their favorite songs, what they love about Get Ready, and even just that interaction telling us, what they did yesterday or things like that. Registration for week 3 is open and it will close tomorrow at noon, which is Wednesday at noon, so be sure to register. And then packet pickup for week 3 will be this Friday, Radcliffe 11 to 12 and E-Town 1 to 2:30. And please note the change in Radcliffe. We did change the time for that a little bit, so you can find that on our Facebook page at Get Ready. Continue to send pictures and videos. We love seeing the pictures and videos. You can send them to our Gmail, which is campgetready@gmail, or you can send them to our Facebook via Messenger. You can post on Facebook and tag us, whatever works for you guys. We love the feedback, in the comments. We go back and look at all those and pull feedback. We love feedback. We like to know what we're doing right, what's working, what's not, things like that. And lastly, parents, just some things to have on hand other than our Get Ready supplies is wipes, paper towels, things like that to help, because we love to get messy at Get Ready Camp. So having those on hand will help make the transitions easier. And with that, we'll do our good morning song. And who is excited for Farm Week?
It's Farm Week, we're going to head to the carpet, and since we're talking about gardening and plants today, we're going to read a book about how to grow a seed, or how a seed grows. This is How a Seed Grows by Helene J. Jordan. She wrote the words in the book, so all the words we see in the book she wrote, and it's illustrated by Loretta Krupinski, and that means that all these pictures that you see, she drew them. A seed is a little plant. It is a plant that has not started to grow. Apple trees and daisies corn, clover, and wheat all grow from seeds. Do you have any seeds growing in your yard? Here is a tree seed. Someday it will be a tree like this. Here is a flower seed. Someday it will be a flower like this. Some seeds grow slowly. These are the seeds of an oak tree. An oak tree grows very, very slowly. Suppose you planted an oak tree seed. You would be a father or a mother or even a grandfather or a grandmother, and the oak tree would still be growing. That is a very long time. Some seeds grow fast. This is a bean seed. It grows very fast. It grows so fast that it becomes a bean plant in just a few weeks. You can plant bean seeds yourself. We used pole beans. You can use pole beans, bush beans, or lima beans. You can plant the seeds in eggshells or tin cans or old cups like little flower pots. Be sure that your containers have holes in the bottom. You want to make sure they have holes in the bottom so the water can drain out when you water them, because plants need water. We used eggshells. We used a pencil to make holes in the eggshells. We filled 12 eggshells with soil like this. We made a hole in the soil with a finger, like this. When you have made a hole in the soil, plant a bean seed in it. Plant one seed in each hole. Cover the seed with soil. Sprinkle the soil carefully with a little bit of water. Number the shells. Write the number 1 on the first shell. Put the number 2 on the next shell. What number comes next after 2? Number 3. Keep going until all of the shells are numbered up until 12. Put all the eggshells in an egg carton. Put the carton in sunlight on a windowsill. We said that plants need water, but they also need sunlight. Some bean seeds grow faster than others. Our seeds began to grow in just 3 days. Your bean seeds may take a little longer. You won't be able to see your seeds growing yet. They start to grow under the soil where you can't see them. See how they put their seeds in the sunlight by the window? Water your seeds a little every day. The water soaks into the seeds. The seeds begin to grow. More water soaks into the seeds. The seeds get fatter and fatter. Seeds need water just like you need water. Wait for 3 days, then dig up seed number 1. It may be soft, it may be fat. Maybe it will look the same as it did before. Soon the seed will grow so fat that the skin will pop off. In 2 more days, dig up seed number 2. Maybe it will look different now. Maybe the skin of the seed will be loose. Now a root starts to grow. The root grows from one side of the bean seed. The root pushes down into the soil, down and down. Dig up seed number 3. Can you see the root? Does it look like this? If you do not see a root, wait for another day. Then dig up seed number 4. After a few more days, dig up seed number 5. Something else is happening. Little roots will be growing from the big root. They look like tiny white hairs. They are called root hairs. Day after day, the roots and root hairs push down into the soil. Day after day, the bean seeds are pushed up. The soil is pushed aside. Watch your seeds. Soon you will see pale shoots push through the soil. A shoot is the beginning of a green plant. A shoot grows toward the sun. Watch your seeds. Some may have come through the ground. Some may have broken open. Maybe some of your seeds have not started to grow. How many are growing? Count them. How many are growing of their seeds down here? It looks like 1, 2. The bean seeds grow fast. The shoots turn green. The leaves come next. Now your bean seeds are bean plants. They look like this. How many of your bean seeds are bean plants? A seed needs many things to grow. It needs soil and water and sun. If a seed has all these things, it will grow into a plant. It will grow into the same kind of plant that it came from, an apple tree or a daisy or carrots or corn. It will grow into clover, or it will grow into a bean plant like the ones you planted. The end. Okay, now that we finished our book, let's head back over to our activity table. Let's do a little song to get us moving since that book was a little bit longer than normal. Let's go ahead and let's shake our sillies out. So go ahead and stand up with me. Get your sillies ready to shake out. Miss Kira's trying to get the camera fixed. There we go. Okay, now get up and let's shake our sillies.
Gotta shake, shake, shake my sillies out. Shake, shake, shake my sillies out. Shake, shake, shake my sillies out. Wiggle my waggles away. I gotta clap, clap, clap my crazies out. Clap, clap, clap my crazies out. Clap, clap, clap my crazies out. And wiggle my waggles away. I gotta jump, jump, jump my jiggles out. Jump, jump, jump my jiggles out. Jump, jump, jump my jiggles out. And wiggle my waggles away. I gotta yawn, yawn, yawn my sleepies out. Yawn,
Are you
yawn,
sleepy this morning?
yawn my sleepies out. Yawn, yawn, yawn my sleepies out. And wiggle my waggles away. I gotta shake, shake, shake my sillies out. Shake, shake, shake my sillies out. Shake, shake, shake my sillies out. And wiggle my waggles away. And wiggle my waggles away.
Good job. Okay, so since today we are talking about plants and gardening, I need you to look in your farm bag that you picked up on Friday and look for this bag that it's got some flowers in it, it's got some popsicle sticks and some little cupcake liners. Go ahead and get this bag out. And in your bag, go ahead and grab out this piece of paper. Since we just talked about our book, we're gonna kind of do a retell of our book and how a seed grows, kind of what comes first and what comes next and what comes last. So adults, if you want to go ahead and have them get their scissors, they can cut this out. Great fine motor skills. Grasping those scissors. And this is a great story retell activity. Number sequencing. So go ahead and get those cut out. We've got 4 little squares we need to cut. Okay, once you get those cut out, go ahead and mix them up. Get them good and mixed up so they're not in order. Okay. Okay, so we've got a seedling. Looks like it's growing a little bit. We've got a flower. We've got a plant. And we've got a seed. So which one do you think comes first? What comes first in my sequencing? The seed comes first. First we plant the seed. Good job. So first we plant the seed, and then what comes next? Is it the flower, the plant, or the seedling? Which one looks like it is grown the least? Which one is the smallest? Good, the seedling. The seedling comes next. So adults, you can have them, put them in order. You can have them glue them on a piece of construction paper if you have an extra piece at home, or you can have them tape them together. Whatever works best. So we have our seed and then our seedling, and then what comes next? Our plant comes next. Because it's not finished growing yet. It's not all the way done growing. And then we have our flower, and that means that it's done growing. We have our final plant. So you can tape them together and put them in order. I'll tape mine together so you can see them. So we have our seed, and then our seedling, and then our plant, and then our flower. And as you can see, they're numbered 1, 2, 3, and 4. Good job. Have any of you ever planted a seed outside and watched it grow? Have you ever seen it grow up a little bit like this and then turn into a plant and then turn into a flower or a vegetable or a fruit? If you have, tell me in the comments and tell me what kind of seed you planted and what grew out of it. So I'll give you a few more minutes to finish that up. And if you're finished, you can go ahead and stand up with me. And we will sing our Five Little Monkeys song. Get your monkeys out.
Five little monkeys swinging from a tree, teasing Mr. Alligator can't catch me. Along came Mr. Alligator, quiet as can be, and snatched a monkey right out of that tree. Four little monkeys swinging from a tree, teasing Mr. Alligator can't catch me. Along came Mr. Alligator, quiet as can be, and snatched a monkey right out of that tree. Three little monkeys swinging from a tree, teasing Mr. Alligator can't catch me. Along came Mr. Alligator, quiet as can be, and snatched a monkey right out of that tree. Two little monkeys swinging from a tree, teasing Mr. Alligator can't catch me. Along came Mr. Alligator, quiet as can be, and snatched a monkey right out of that tree. One little monkey swinging from a tree, teasing Mr. Alligator can't catch me. Along came Mr. Alligator, quiet as can be, and snatched a monkey right out of that tree. Miss me, now you gotta kiss me.
Good job. Okay, so our next activity is going to be to plant a number line. So in your grab bag, go ahead and grab out this little baggie. It's got everything you need in it. Go ahead and get your popsicle sticks out and your little cupcake liners. And if you look at them, what do they have written on them? All of them have something written on them. What's on them? They've got numbers on them. So what do you think we're going to do since they have numbers on them? What are we going to do with them? We're going to put them in order, but first we need our popsicle sticks. And we need to glue our little cupcake liner with our number on it on our popsicle stick. That way we have a little flower. So go ahead and get your glue. And go ahead and get them all glued on your popsicle sticks, just like this. We just need one cupcake liner on one popsicle stick. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on my popsicle stick like this. And then I'm going to take my cupcake liner and I'm just going to stick it on there. Just like that. What numbers do you see? I see 4 and 2 and 1 and 3. I see 4 numbers. So adults, what you're going to have them do is they're going to take their numbers and they're just going to lay them down, plant them in order. So you're going to plant them in order. So I'm going to use a piece of paper I can plant mine on. But you don't have to use a piece of paper for yours. So we're going to plant them in order. So which one comes first? What number comes first? The number 1. Number 1 comes first. And it's probably a pink or a purple color. So we've got number 1. What number comes after number 1? Number 2. So I've got my number 2, and I'm going to plant it right next to number 1. What comes next? Number 3. Good job. And then our last number that comes at the end is number 4. Good job. So now I have all my flowers in order. And something you could add to this, if you wanted to take your paint, you could paint your little cupcake liners to make your flowers really pretty. You can make them red or blue or green, whatever color you wanted. That could be something that you could do later with your adults. If you need something to do later, you can add color to your flowers and make them really pretty. Okay, so while you're finishing this up, we're gonna go ahead and do another song. Let's go ahead and do our baby shark song. So get your baby sharks out and stand up with me. If you're still working, keep working. You can hop in. If we're still singing our song, we might do it twice. So that way you can do it with us if you're still working. Good job. Let's go ahead and do that one again for our friends who are finishing so they can sing with us. Who has their baby sharks out? Great job. Okay, so our next activity in this bag, you're going to grab out your sheet that looks like this. Okay, so we have a flower, and it says petals, and we have the leaves, and we have the stem and the roots. So these are our parts of our plant. So if you look, they're kind of matched up to the parts that they go with. So these are our petals. The part of the flower on the outside are the petals. And then we have our leaves, are the little green leaves that come off. And our stem is what holds the flower up. And our roots at the bottom are what go in the ground. And that's what takes in all the water for the flower to grow. So, adults, go ahead and have your your kiddos grab their scissors, and we are going to kind of make a puzzle out of this and sequence it back in order. So go ahead and cut your parts up. Be careful not to cut up your leaf on there. So I kind of went around mine a little bit. Just cut right on the line underneath the words. And we've got our parts. All split up. Okay, so go ahead and get those cut up, and you can mix them up. So, we've got all our parts mixed up. I've got the stem, I've got the leaf, I've got the petals, and I've got my roots. So let's go ahead and put those back in order. What comes first? What's at the top? What are these yellow things called? The petals. So these are at the top of our flower. And then what comes next? What's sticking out, the little green thing that sticks out on our flower? Our leaves. What comes after the leaves? What's the part that the flower stands on? What holds the flower up? We've got our stem. It holds the flower up to stand up straight. Good job. And then what's at the bottom? What sticks in the ground, or what's underneath the ground that soaks in all the water and brings in all the water for the plant? It's our roots. Good job. So now we know the parts of a plant. So later, if you go outside and play, if you find a flower or a plant in your yard and you can pull it out and you can see if you see these same parts. You can look and see, does my plant have petals? Does it have any leaves? Does it have a stem? And does it have any roots? And you can take pictures of those if you find any flowers or plants in your yard, and you can pull those out of the ground. You can take a picture with it. I love to see what you find in your yard. Okay, so go ahead and get that finished. And while you're finishing, we will do another song. And if you're not finished, that's okay. Keep working hard. And later you can go outside and find a plant. Okay, we'll go ahead and do our popcorn song. So if you're finished, stand up with me. If you're not, then you can keep working and hop in our song when you're done. Get your popcorns out.
Popcorn, please pop for me. Popcorn, please pop for me. Popcorn, please pop for me. Pop, pop, popcorn. Tap your right foot. Now your left foot. Tap both those feet. Pop, pop, popcorn. Twist your waist. twist. Get your arms going. Arms up high. Arms down low. Arms out front. Rub your belly. Tap your head. Try to do both.
Can you rub your belly and tap your head?
Popcorn, please pop for me. Popcorn, please pop for me. Popcorn, please pop for me. Pop, pop, popcorn. Grab your right knee. Grab your left knee. Cross over. Jump forward. Jump backwards. Jump up and down. Turn this way. Turn that way. Spin yourself around. Let's spin again. One more time. Are you feeling dizzy? Touch your toes.
Touch your toes.
Touch your nose.
Your nose.
Can you touch both? Popcorn, please pop for me. Popcorn, please pop for me. Popcorn, please pop for me. Pop, pop, popcorn. Popcorn, please pop for me. Popcorn, please pop for me. Popcorn, please pop for me. Pop, pop, popcorn.
Good job. Okay, so for our next activity, we've got a couple left. Look in your bag and pull out this little strip of paper. And then go ahead, you've got some flower stickers in the bottom. Go ahead and get those out too. So I've got all kinds of flower stickers. What color flower stickers do you have? I have yellow, and I have a big one and a small one. And I have green, and I have a big one and a small one. And then I have blue, and I have a big and a small. And then I have red, and I have a big and a small. So what do you notice about all my colors? All my colors, I have a big flower and I have a small flower. Good job. So what I want you to do with your flowers, I want you to make a pattern with your flowers. So this is a great sizing activity or color recognition. They can make a pattern with the colors, they can make a pattern with the sizes. So if we make a pattern, it means it repeats. So that means we have big and then small, big and then small. Or we have red and then blue, red and then blue. So let's make a pattern with our flowers. So you can either make a color pattern or you can make a size pattern, or you could do both. So go ahead and make your pattern and tell me in the comments, have your adult tell me what kind of pattern you made. This is also great fine motor skills, peeling off that paper on the back of the sticker and sticking them on there. So tell me what kind of pattern you're making. Are you doing a color pattern? Are you doing a size pattern? Are you doing both? Go ahead and tell me in the comments what kind of pattern you're making. What kind of pattern do you think I'm making? Do you think I'm doing a color pattern? Do you think I'm doing a size pattern? Or do you think I'm doing both? You might run out of space on your paper, and that's okay. You could always find another piece of paper in your house to add to it if you need to. Okay, so what kind of pattern did you make? I made a color pattern and I did a size pattern. So I have small, big, small, big, small, big, small, and big. And then I have blue, blue, red, red, yellow, yellow, green, green. So what would come after this big green if I'm doing a pattern? If I wanted to repeat all of this again, I would do little blue and then a big blue right here after my big green, because after big is small and after green is blue. So what kind of patterns did you make? You made color patterns and size patterns, or both. Good job. Okay, so let's go ahead and do one more song for our last activity. Let's do our freeze song. So make sure you have your listening ears on and you can hear when we say freeze, because that means we got to be still before we can dance again.
Now here's a game that's kind of neat.
Show us your best dance
Everybody
moves.
in the beat. But when you hear the music quit, don't wanna see you move a bit. Now you can dance any way you please, but listen closely for the
Freeze. especially when we have to use our listening ears. Okay, so our last activity today, we are going to pull out our white, or you might have a yellow piece of paper. Go ahead and grab this piece of paper out. It's got nothing on it, it's blank. So we're gonna have to get outside for this activity because we're gonna do a nature print activity. So you're gonna need your crayons when you come back inside. But what I want you to do, I want you to run outside really quick, but be careful, make sure you take your adult with you, and I want you to find like 4 or 5 leaves or flowers that we can use for our nature prints. So I'll give you a few minutes to go outside and find some leaves or some grass or maybe even a stick or a rock, something that you find outside in nature. So go ahead and go find those things, and while you're finding those, I'll go find mine. Okay, so once you're back inside and you have your leaves, you can comment and tell me what they look like. I found this one. Oh, my background, it's kind of hard to see. There we go. I found this one, it's kind of tall. It was sticking in the ground. And I found this leaf. It was on the ground underneath a tree. And I found this one. It was on a tree. And then I also found this leaf. And it was on the ground underneath a tree. So go ahead and take your leaves or flowers or sticks, whatever you found, and go ahead and put them underneath your paper. Put them under your paper. So you can place them however you want, but put them under your paper. So I've got mine under my paper. And what you want to do is take your crayon. You can take whatever color you want. I think I'm going to do green since my leaves are green. And you want to color on your paper, but over top of your leaves, you want to push kind of hard. That way, the print of the leaves show up on your paper. So go ahead and get your leaves colored and printed on your paper. And tell me, have your adult, while you're doing this, have your adult tell me what kind of leaf did you find? Did you find a tall one? Did you find a skinny one? What kind did you find? Is it green? Is it brown? Is it yellow? Is it orange? What color is it? Do they all look the same or do they all look different? Are they round? What do they look like? Okay, once you have that finished, I want to see what yours look like. Can you see my leaves on my page? And adults, you can even do like a matching activity with this. Once they get their leaves colored, you could have them match up which ones are the same. So if I match mine up, this one matches with this one. The tall one right here. Which one does this leaf match with? It matches with the bottom one, doesn't it? Right there. And this leaf matches with this one. And this leaf matches with this one at the top. Right there. So that's a great matching activity that they can do with their leaves after they're finished. And make sure you take pictures and show me what yours looks like, because it does look pretty cool, doesn't it? Okay, so that is all we have for our plant and gardening day today. Don't forget, later, if you have time and you want to make your flowers look really pretty before you send us a picture, you can take your paint and your paintbrush that you got, and you can paint your flowers some really pretty colors and send us pictures of those. But we're gonna have Miss Kira come back up and we're gonna do some closing announcements before we do our get ready song, or our goodbye song.
All right, how fun was it learning about seeds and how they grow and the different plants they grow into? And yesterday we learned about farm animals, and today we talked about seeds. So come back tomorrow to find out what we talk about tomorrow. It'll be super fun. So just again, that the live streams are posted at 10 a.m. They usually last about an hour on Facebook and YouTube, but they're posted after the live stream for your convenience. Our Google Meet tomorrow from 2 to 3, and that is just a short, you can hop on for 2 minutes, you can stay on for 10 minutes. It's really just a way for us to interact with your kids, more than just commenting different things, which we love that interaction, but we do like the Google Meet. We like the setup that we can actually talk to your kids personally, and we love to see their activities that they've completed. And with that, continue to send pictures and videos. You can post them on Facebook. You can send them to our email, whatever's convenient for you guys. Just a reminder that week 3 registration is open and it will close tomorrow at noon. So if you want to register and pick up your grab bag on Friday, make sure that you register. And make sure that you also pick that up on Friday. Again, we just appreciate the feedback. We appreciate you guys participating and tuning in and giving us those comments and the feedback. So with that, and Miss Jenna also had planting the seeds today.
Oh, yes, and in your bag, I don't have any because we ran out. We wanted to make sure everybody got some, but you might have a little pack of seeds in your bag, and if you want, you can go outside in your yard, or you can put them in a pot, and you can plant those. And I want you to tell me what kind of seeds you got in your bag. Did you get flowers? Did you get a vegetable? What did you get? And I want you to send me some pictures of what you planted it in. Did you plant it in a pot? Did you plant it in your yard? And then if it starts to grow, take pictures of those and send them to us.
Now
So
we're going to do our goodbye song.